Georgia, Georgia.
Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We hope y'all had a good week. And just in the short time that intro took, we got 24 comments, and I'm behind from the start. How was your week, CW?
Hello, Jamie. Hello, everybody. It was a good week. We had some really good weather. Got some yard work done. I got a range trip in. I took Pop shooting 22s. He had a good time. Picked up a new shooter. It was a good week. Good week. Hillbilly, how was your week?
Oh, man, mine was just fine. Fine as dandy wine. Actually, the wind kind of stopped blowing a little bit, so able to get out and make a couple videos, and then it started raining. So,
Hold on a minute. Time out. Do y'all see what I see? Hillbilly, can you lift up your hat just a little bit? There you go, boys. High and tight.
got my summer haircut finally.
Looking good, bro. Looking good.
Well, thank you.
So
What's that stuff on top though? I'm missing something.
I like to keep a little bit up there just to comb. So
it's a rug.
Oh man, but thanks for having me here. Always look forward to starting off my Friday night here on Georgia Shooting Connection. So Scotsman, what you been up to, brother?
All right, good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. A little bit quieter week for me at work. We had inventory this week, so a little bit slower. But good to be here. Good to see everyone excited for the topic. It's a good topic, so let's get into it. Hot Pop, what's going on, man?
You muted. Hot Pop.
I've had to pull the hillbilly tonight. Sorry about that. It was my turn. It's okay. It's okay. I'm good with it. Oh, let's see. This week's been it's been okay. Busy at work, got a lot done. I got 2 shoots this weekend. I got an IDPA tomorrow and a USPSA Sunday. Getting a lot of reloading done. And man, just good to see y'all tonight. Happy to be here. Pat in the basement. What are you doing down there?
Ha 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 ha. Pat in the bunker. Get it right.
I love you. I love you.
Switching your B's around there. Basement, bunker. Yeah, kind of the same, but not really. But anyway. No, I am good, sir. Been a real super busy week. Actually got some rain the last couple days, so I finally got to slow down a little bit, catch my breath, getting the planter and stuff ready to go. Just about done with spraying. Just about done with calving. Still got to get a video out, even though I've got one little short that put out this week. That's about all the time I had for it. But other than that, no, I'm doing pretty good. Just been super busy. But the last day, I can finally slow down a little bit and not have to push myself quite so hard. So no, doing good. I can't complain. Nobody listened anyway, so don't matter. So, Mac Man, how are you this week?
Hey guys, thanks for the invite. I love being on here. Yeah, I had a great week. Been super busy in work. I've done quite a bit of reloading through the week and the evenings. I managed to get shooting last weekend. Picked up 3 new guns this week. So I'm rolling out some unboxing on those this week. Yeah, and then trying to get some of the videos edited when we were away. I'm trying to get them all edited up and loaded up. So I got a load of videos to put up. But yeah, I've had a fantastic week, and thanks for the invite, and hello to the side chat.
So, Mac Man, I don't know quite how to say this. I don't want to come across as rude or anything, but let's don't say you're muted. Let's see how long it takes him to notice.
Okay, we'll do that.
I might go the entire show like that then.
I
And
know.
we'll all sit there and nod as if we're listening to them as well, and they'll think that they're not muted then.
Yeah. It's like we're missing Walter tonight. Viejo, he's off on a trip, but Scotsman put me up to this. He says he was having audio troubles, like we couldn't hear him, and and he'd come in and say, "Can you hear me now?" And nobody'd say anything.
Oh wow!
That's just
we don't
me.
like to. Yeah, we don't like to pick on each other or anything by any chance, do we?
No, that's just how you know we love you, man. That's all.
That's right.
That's
right.
part
Somebody
of the,
quit
part of the
picking on
brotherhood.
me.
It's part
I'd
of
be
the
scared.
brotherhood, man.
So yeah, I got something on my mind and something on my heart I'll talk to you guys about later. And I saw a Hillbilly Up video today. And there's one video that I'm really wanting to watch, and I've not made myself do it yet, and it's Hot Pot's Savoy Auto Museum.
What?
I have not watched that video yet. That's 38 minutes long. That's going to be my number one thing tomorrow. And I'm editing a video that I will have out tomorrow. And anyway, so tonight's topic is holsters. That's one of the videos I'm working on. And if y'all look over Hillbilly's left shoulder right there, you'll get a glimpse of something similar to that I'm going to be reviewing and hope to have the video out tomorrow. So
Awesome.
Wanting to get that done before Al gets out of there. And if y'all go to Craft Holsters website and look at pictures of their Western holster with the 2 3/4 inch belt, and they got a guy modeling this thing, and
That was
yeah,
you?
huh?
That was you modeling it?
Yeah, that's not a proper revolver for that holster. I'm sorry, it's just not. And if I was young and skinny like that dude, I would send them some proper pictures to use, but anyway, thought that was funny.
You should send them some so they get a reality check of people that really wear them.
Might
Just
do
saying.
that.
Just saying.
Yeah, I was working on that video, and before you know it, I had boots and jeans on and all that good stuff. Don't tell nobody, but I think wife kind of liked it, so probably not. It's kind of like, he likes it. Hey, Mikey, he won't eat it. He hates everything. So that's anyway. So let's just start with the basics of holsters. What do you prefer, Kydex or leather?
Leather. But I do like the hybrids. I do see an advantage for some pieces, some parts to be man-made materials. But
Yeah.
given the choice, leather.
Yeah, there's one company out there, and I can't remember, Urban Holsters, Urban Carry. Is that the company that's making those hybrids with the that actually has the retention of Kydex and the outside is leather? And
One of them.
A lot of companies offer that.
Yep.
They do work pretty well. I like that leather against my hide, against my skin, and a little bit of Kydex or something like it for retention or for the gun. It works pretty good.
Well, let's face it, you can't slap leather when you're wearing Kydex. So.
Yeah, just think of how that would be with a cowboy rig and Kydex. It just wouldn't wouldn't work.
Crossbreed Holsters does a whole line of the leather and Kydex.
Yeah.
They're pretty popular. They're in a lot of gun stores, so they're readily available.
Yeah,
and they're good.
Security does that too.
Yeah, and they're a good one too. Alien Gear, when Alien Gear first started, they did mostly leather and Kydex holsters. I carried one of those for some time.
I've seen some crossbreeds. They look pretty good. But yeah, Kydex ain't gonna fly at a cowboy action shooting match, I don't think. But hopefully 6-shooter come in later and he can answer that.
Here's Tommy Boy.
I've got one of those, Tommy Boy. I'm gonna get into that later. 1791. We'll get into that. Okay, Hillbilly. Leather or Kydex?
Ah, man, leather. I got 2 Kydex holsters, and maybe I know one's a pretty good brand. Another one's probably a little cheaper, but both of them's kind of showing some wear on the gun, so I quit using them. I did like the retention and everything, but pretty much I carry pretty much the only thing I use is either leather or nylon.
You leather and nylons
or nylon.
There's a joke in there, but we're not going to say it.
Yeah, I just told, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
I just repeated what he said. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the only holster I have that's like that is a pocket holster that I use for my 380 Max. It's like a sticky. I want to say it's DeSantis. It's like a sticky nylon type material, and it stays pretty good in the pocket. Doesn't tip. Stays straight up. If you pull the pistol out, the holster will stay. It's pretty good. But I've had leather in the pocket. Even the suede ones, they just don't cut it for staying put. They're not so bad for drawing. They stay in your pocket. But my big thing is some pockets are bigger, and the pistol will tip if you're pocket carrying. Yeah, even with that ear on it. That's not a bad one. That's the factory Ruger one. That actually isn't bad.
This is nice. I mean, to
it's not bad.
carry, and that's for the Ruger Max.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That came with it. It's a good.
The DeSantis I got is pretty nice. Pretty sure it's DeSantis. Anyway, what I like about it is the gun never tips, even in a big pocket. It never tips over. Never. So it sticks really good.
I was real happy with that one that came with it. I use it too.
I've used it when I first got it. I used it for a couple weeks till I bought something better. I'm trying to think of the brand. I bought one a couple of years ago for the Glock 29, And when it came, it was a holster with a belt included. It was like almost like a belly band, but it was a holster. And I've seen somebody else, I think here maybe even, that has the same one. But I can't remember the brand. It's not, I don't think it's Alien, but it might be. I can't think of the brand. Did you have that, Gene?
What?
A holster that comes with a belt, but it's not a belly band, but it's like a belly band. It's an outright holster. It just has a belt attached.
I think I did a review on one.
I think it could be a thing with a light enough gun. I think it would be nice, good. But the 29 is not heavy, but it's a big gun. It doesn't work that well. I like the holster. I don't like the belt. It kind of gets fat out.
Yeah, I got something like that, but the guy that sells the stuff sent me like everything he makes, like the ankle holster and everything for the review. And it's downstairs in a box. I've never really used it.
Yeah, Rollis, I agree. I really like Bianchi holsters. I've got a bunch of them. I've got them for single actions. I got them for 1911s. Got them for the Diamondback. I really like Bianchi holsters a lot. Back in the day, the 70s, Bianchis were really, really nice holsters.
This thing's driving me insane. Abigail, I was on with Chris from 740 last night. He said all of his holsters are works except for two. And we'll get into our favorite brands here shortly. But let's continue. Where we get to? Pat?
I prefer the hybrid or full leather. I've got a couple of both, some Versacaries and stuff, especially on the Comfort Deluxe side. I've had pretty good luck with them. Especially, I'm primarily a inside the waistband carry guy, and I do not like nylon. Kills my skin, especially on inside the waistband. Kydex is a no-go, especially as skinny as I am. So yeah, it's got to be leather touching my skin, or else it just chafe, rubbing. But leather, I've never had any trouble with. So yeah, I'm primarily leather guy. I like the way it feels. It's comfortable, and for the most part, no sharp edges. So that's what I like about it. And you can make it as supple as you want by working it and stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and smoothing it out. So yeah, I'd have to go if I just had one, either Kydex, leather, or nylon. I'd have to go leather for sure. So, Mr. Hoppa.
For everyday carry, Kydex, whether it's inner waistband or outer waistband. If I'm going to the range and playing my revolvers, I like leather. And I do have a couple hybrid holsters. I stopped wearing them though. The leather started actually irritating me even after treating it. It seemed everybody's got different sensation, levels. And the leather for me just kind of got kind of ooky. I don't know if you know what I mean or not, but it just felt after so long, even after cleaning it, treating it, doing everything I could to it. It just wasn't for me. So I'm basically a Kydex guy.
Okay, Scotsman, what you got?
Well, for me, it would have to be leather primarily. I only have a few Kydex holsters. Majority of them are for competition, but I do have a few that are carry. But one of them is not in business anymore. That would be high threat concealment. That was probably one of the first ones I bought, and that was for the Beretta M93. That thing sucks up to the body real good. Cannot see that thing whatsoever. So that's a good holster. Next one I got for Kydex would be the one for my Model 60, which was from dang it. It was sitting right there and I lost it. Man. All right. Anyway, I got that one, and then I also have the Tier 1 concealed inside the waistband holster, which it works okay. There are things I would change to improve it slightly, but it's all right. In general, I prefer leather most of the time. The revolver one is from Harry's Holsters, and that one was the first inside the waistband holster I got, and that works really, really well. But in general, I prefer leather.
Oh, I think most of us like leather. What about you, Mac, man?
To be honest with you guys, I'm not really a holster person. I got a couple of revolvers that I bought used, which came with their own holsters and belts, leather holsters and belts, which are nice, but I just don't wear them. I just take the guns out, put them in a bag when I go shooting. But for my everyday carry, I use like a nylon one. I got a little one that I wear every day in work. And then I've got a nylon one with like a clip that comes over the top and buttons in that when I go hunting. So I got two different nylon ones, and those are basically the ones I wear all the time. I'm not really a holster guy. I've never really got into them. But I've got a couple of leather ones, and I do like them, but I've never actually worn them to the range or nothing on the revolvers.
What about for everyday carry?
Like a little nylon one outside the belt. Little nylon one that and then like I said, if I go hunting, I got another nylon one with a plastic clip that goes over the top just to hold the pistol in there, so it doesn't fall out when I'm climbing around a bit. But those are just a couple of nylon ones I tend to wear all the time.
They're very versatile, that's for sure. You can one size fits a lot of different handguns.
Well, if Walter is here, he probably had leather with lace around it for the ladies. Attract them.
Did I send you one of the Bianchi formed nylon holsters, Jamie?
No, sir.
Because I know I had a couple of those for the Diamondbacks. I know one of them fit yours really well.
Where in the world's Mark Thomas at tonight? We're in his ball game here.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this tonight was get his.
I thought he would. He must be. Maybe he's having dinner. Maybe he'll be along.
Oh, I'm asleep.
Possibly.
Asleep after.
Miss Kitty is on a roll, y'all. Earlier, she said that she sleeps in the nude with a shoulder holster rig in her 629. I'm like, that's a heck of a picture to paint.
Now that's a woman.
I've got nothing from that. And, you know, a little bit out of order here, but shoulder holster rigs, to me, have got to be leather, and they are so dang aggravating. They're just a pain to get on and off. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I've never had one that, and I've only had the shoulder holsters that people have given to me, and probably the reason they give them to me is because they can't figure out how to work them no better than I can, and they've already lost the instructions. I think you got to take some time and set up a shoulder holster rig right. And
when it comes to a shoulder rig, there's a lot to adjust. I did a video on it years ago. but basically once you get them all set, then you can cut and adjust what you need to, burn off, double stitch and then burn off and get everything set. Once you get it set, in general, they're a lot easier to put on. They can still be a little bit of a pain depending on what kind of rig it is, but for the most part, once you have it set, holster rigs are really shoulder holster rigs are really easy to use.
I bought two.
And the last thing is, it really takes the weight off and makes it nice and comfortable.
2 rigs from a custom guy he's become a little bigger now, in Alaska, and it was a pilot's rig that he offered, and it's got so much versatility. You can wear it low if you don't cut the straps. You can wear it low, almost like a cross draw on your stomach, and you can get it right up high in the center of your chest, just tighten up the straps, and it's extremely well made, really, really, really nice. It's not cheap, but it's really, really nice stuff, and easy, quick to adjust. Just pull straps, and definitely all day comfortable. I have one that I use for hunting, but it's not for my main hunting gun. I use it for that little 32 that I like to carry when I'm hunting, and you can put it on the outside of everything. The straps are so big and, again, easy to adjust, so you could have the heaviest hunting coat and throw that right over top. Or what I like to do is layer. So I've got 2, 3, 4 layers on, depending on how cold it is, and then I'll put the holster on just before my final layer, so the gun's not out in the open to get beat on, scratched, bumped, covered in snow, whatever. But I can still easily get to it just with a one zipper or one couple buttons, and that is extremely comfortable. And another one that comes to mind when Jamie mentioned that shoulder holsters are rough is an old Bianchi that I had for the J frames. It was an upside down under the arm carry, and that was an absolute dream. Once it's adjusted, and it wasn't hard. It had elastic, and it was just a dream to carry. I still have the holster, although I don't have a J frame anymore. But it's a awesome holster.
My 2 favorite carries is shoulder holster or chest holster. I'll go with those all the time over other stuff. But I've even got a really good nylon shoulder holster over there that I absolutely love too, that I've had for years. But for me, the field shoulder holster, the belt loop is a must. I mean, it comes down off of it and
keeps from flapping. Keeps it from flapping around.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can draw with one hand, without pushing your arm down or whatever. It just for me, I really enjoy that, and so, but yeah, I'll choose shoulder or chest rig over anything pretty much.
Something else that I use quite a bit is Hill People Gear chest bag, and it's absolutely tremendous because it's not just a holster. It's a little pouch on your chest, and they come in numerous sizes. You can get them for the size of your gun or for what you want to put in them. But if you ride motorcycle or ATVs or horseback, even, especially motorcycles, 2 up, Sandra absolutely hated anything on my belt or in my pockets because they would rub on her thighs, or they would rub on her legs, or they made it uncomfortable for her 2 up riding. And I picked up that Hill People Gear bag, and it's got really thin, flat straps. It's designed to be worn under a backpack, a heavy backpack, without chafing and giving you problems. So they're really, really comfortable straps. And you've got room in there for your wallet, for your pocket knife, for an extra magazine, for the pistol, for everything, right on your chest. And it doesn't look like what it is. So you can wear it in nicer places and never even get another second look. But you've got your pistol right there on your chest, just as you would in a chest rig, which is really, really fast and handy. So it's not something you immediately think of with a holster, but the way it's designed, it's got some loops and some Velcro inside, and you can use many different holsters within the Hill People bag to retain the gun. So it's a really nice system.
Yeah, I saw that video you did on that. So it's out there if y'all want to go see it. And Scotsman makes me want to go back and dig through his stuff and find that shoulder holster thing. Hey, Dale Pogue. So it's time for us to go through the side chat, and we'll pick this up. I think it's time to move on to the next little bit there. So what should we what should we have in? Okay, type in holster. M. Gabriel's got a question, and we'll get to that as soon as we get back from calling everybody's name out on TV. I found that Olight's got a pretty good customer service when it comes to, they won't replace the batteries if they'll send you another whole outfit. Been my experience. Okay, here we go. It's Friday night, and CW Longshot is in the panel and in the side chat. Reloading from the hot pot is on the panel and in the side chat. Pat in a bunker is on the panel and in the side chat. Trees are blowing. Hey, buddy. Paul Loud, Colt 1927, Tactical Fud, MacMan 039 Reloading is on the panel and the side chat. ×2. There's my buddy Jason Stewart, Michael Dunn, Boomstick Revenge, Bobby Barlow, Ocean 374, Nutty 357. There's Abigail Finnegan, Lakeview Outdoors, Floridian, Vanessa Kitty's out there, Abigail Finnegan's out there. I just said that. Bama Dad's out there. Garage Guy 879. He put up a video. We got to all go watch it after the show. Hobbies Hobo, Rallis Carvelis, Nutty 357, Tim S. Hillbilly Up is on the panel. I'm losing my place, guys. Boomstick, there's Corners and Doors. Hadn't seen you in a while, buddy. Good to see you. Dwayne 7834, Justin Grimm, Pistol Pete, Harm, Vanessa Kitty, Mama Dad, Dale Pogue, Tommy Boy, Papa's Place, Mike Hester, Willie Marino, Edward Petty, Tactical Rabbit 308, one guy. Tread, what's up, my brother? And let's see, Ms. Hotshot, Willie Marino, Ozark Spirit. And I think that's everybody. I hope I got everybody. So, yeah, M. Gabriel, if your Olight is under warranty still, you should send them an email and they'll get right back with you. Am I wrong?
Nope.
And you just have to make sure that, and they'll ask you for the serial number. And we got 60 folks out there. No wonder it took me so long to read those.
Yep. Good side chat tonight, as always.
Yeah, they're good folks out there. They keep us rocking, keep us on our toes. And So we talked about leather or Kydex. Okay, inside the waistband or outside the waistband? MacMan, you want to go first?
Definitely
You don't
out.
do holsters?
Yeah, outside the waistband for me. I don't like wearing them inside at all. I just feel them so uncomfortable sticking in me, and I struggle to pull the gun in and out of it. So it's always outside for me.
The tough part about inside the waistband is getting the gun back in after you had to draw it. Mark Thomas, how's your week, bud?
It's a good week. Good week. Plenty busy. Sorry I'm late. We had a couple of errands to run and had some dinner, but I got here.
So did you read the email with the link in it?
I did. And I felt bad for being late because it's a topic picked just for me.
Yes, sir. That's made for you, buddy.
Yeah.
We were wondering if you were going to be, and you missed the first question. So, and I know what you're going to answer. So but I'm going to let you say it. Leather. Or Kydex?
Leather.
Okay. Inside the waistband, outside the waistband.
Definitely outside.
Okay, that's as far as we've got. You are officially caught up, sir.
I ran down and grabbed these holsters. Here's one that we didn't talk about yet, but we did talk about some of the older ones. X15. You guys probably have heard of it, know about it, but it's one of those over the shoulder with a strap behind. It's kind of elastic, but easy to adjust. Quick slide buckles, and very, very comfortable. You kind of lace it.
I was wanting to talk about that later. That's actually like the rig Doc Holliday wore for his offhand.
Yeah, it's got a steel spring in it, and it opens up, and it does have a tie down for your belt on the one side, but it's universal to the point that barrel length. So you buy it for barrel length.
Okay.
But it fits revolvers, it fits semi-autos, it fits a bunch of different stuff. And this is the upside down carry. So it's over your shoulder, so it sits like that for the J-frame. And again, just a strap that goes around your back. And extremely comfortable. Very well balanced, no tie downs, because the J-frame is light and small. But the same thing, it's got like a steel wire in it, and you just pull through it. And this is a 9R, and this is the X15, and these are both from the 70s made. This one's probably still made. I don't know about the X15, but I think this one is still made today.
What
they're
brand
awesome,
name are they?
Bianchi.
Bianchi.
Yeah, they're Bianchis.
I got a Buckheimer like that, the big one, the spring opening.
X15. Yeah. Yeah, it's been copied. There's a number of different companies that copied it. It's a good design.
Yeah, I'm gonna find myself one of those.
And you said that was a kind of a replica deal that Doc Holliday used, correct?
Yeah, a lot of the old West gunfighters, they had the regular gun belt on their right side, but they also had a cross draw in their holster, and it was also for the dominant hand.
Gotcha.
So they would actually,
I heard you right.
they would draw this one first and then put it back and get that one.
Yeah.
Or they would draw this one, put it in their left hand, and then draw that one. If it was going to be a sustained fight, you'd have better. Anyway, that's all movies. That kind of crap never went on in real life in the Old West. It was very rare that two guys met out on the street in the dirt in front of a saloon and shot at each other. I mean, it happened. It just wasn't nothing like what you see on cowboy movies.
That was very rare. They had back in those days, man, they had strict laws against that. You killed somebody, man, they just hung you. They didn't mess around.
Yeah,
around here in the 80s, I've seen a few guys meet out in front of the local saloon and have a shootout.
Yeah,
No
more of
lie.
that happens today than it did back in the old West. Unfortunately.
Urban combat.
Yeah, but now you got to switch and you got to hold it like this.
Hope you don't hit the mag release.
okay, Scotsman. Inside the waistband, outside the waistband.
In general, I prefer outside the waistband. I will carry inside the waistband here and there. Just depends on where I'm going. That's a whole other topic there, but just depends where I'm going. But for the most part, 95% of the time, it'll be outside the waistband.
I know exactly what you mean. Tactical Rabbit said I missed one when calling out names. So if I missed Tactical Rabbit, I'm calling out Tactical Rabbit 308 now, but I got a feeling I didn't miss him. So, but I don't know. You know, sometimes you just miss it.
A lot of names. A lot of names.
Yeah. Armament and Axis. Buster Scruggs. Yeah.
What about you, Dean? What do you like?
Both. And I rotate between 3 to 4 o'clock position, inner waistband, outer waistband. I also go to appendix. It just depends on what my day is going to be like. You know, where I know I'm going to be going, and then kind of coming back is how I carry. And I carry several different weapons in just different positions. It just depends on what circumstance I think I'm going to be in. But I always like having something with me regardless.
Oh, yeah. That's a given.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've got it on my motorcycle on the side cover. I've got a holster. And that thing, I can put several different makes and models in that. And it retains them. I just got lucky and bought this cheapo Kydex holster to have something with me on the bike.
Yeah, I get the same thing in my side-by-side.
Yeah. So
whatever's in my belt, I can stick right in there.
Yeah.
It's had everything from 40s, 10 millimeters, 22 magnums. It fits them all, and they stay there with a rough ride off road. They stay right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of those holsters on the side of my bike. So like I said, just depends on where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I feel for the day, how I'm dressed. If I'm going to a wedding, I'm not going to wear an outer waistband with a big mag extension on it, standing at a wedding. I'm going to have something more calm and concealed.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Pat?
Well, I was going to say, since he said that, is that a mag in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? But anyway,
It was a mag extended.
Okay, that's good. Anyway, yeah, it really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm out with the family, if we're going sit down dinner or we're going shopping, groceries, whatever. Typically, I'm inside the waistband, and but let's say I'm out here on the farm, and I know I'm going to a place where there's a lot of badgers or stuff that I can shoot at. It's leather with a belt on, and it's on me. I just dress for the occasion. It just depends on where I'm at and where I'm going with everything. So, but yeah, so it's just kind of up in the air for me. Just depends on what I'm doing, on which holster, outside, inside, or across my shoulder. So I just do what's best for me and the way I like to draw and what's comfortable for me in that situation. So I'm pretty neutral on all of it.
I'll fill in my opinion about that here directly. Mr. Hillbilly, inside the waistband or outside the waistband?
A lot of shoulder and chest. I don't really carry inside the waistband. I guess I don't. I have holsters that will reverse and clip inside the waistband, but I don't like them very well personally. For me, I try to take care of my body and use lotion and everything, and keep it in pristine shape. And so, I don't want it all scratched up. But
That seltzer really dries your skin out, man. And I see how to grow my hair back now. Just drink some seltzer.
Yeah. But
See,
if I conceal any at all, it's most usually pocket carry. But other than that, it's always outside the waistband or somewhere like that. And talking about going to a wedding, I go to a wedding, I'm wearing my cowboy rig with a nice shiny revolver. So
Pair of Tacovas, Wrangler cowboy cuts, and a button down.
You bet you gotta have those pearl buttons and everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Long sleeve.
Yeah, for me, it's most usually outside.
A nice resist dog.
Yeah.
For me, it's inside the waistband, almost always. Unless hunting, then it's going to be a chest rig, either for the primary hunting gun or for just because I'm hunting and I want to carry something. But other than that, it's in the waistband inside. I do pocket carry some smaller stuff, and of course, like anybody else, you're going to a wedding or something like that when you're going to get lots of hugs or something like that. You don't want the surprise looks. There's other places I can carry and I will, but the one constant is it'll always be there somewhere.
We're getting to that, hobbies hobo, and I think that's really what I'm asking. Let's just throw that comment up there. I prefer outside the waistband, and I really don't care who sees it. But there's exceptions to. Sometimes you don't always get to do what you would like to do. That's the way I prefer to carry, is outside the waistband. If I'm carrying inside the waistband, like if I'm at church or an event or something like that, and I don't want to be thought of as a hoodlum or whatever, I'll carry inside the waistband sometimes. At my job, I work for a school system, so we're not allowed to have anything on us or in our car. And so I don't carry at work. Other than that, I prefer open carry. And that's OCD said he sees a lot of people open carrying in Arizona. But I think there's a difference between outside the waistband and open carry. Like, I think outside the waistband, you still got something over it, kind of halfway trying to conceal it. But inside the waistband is pretty much for deep concealment.
Agreed, Jamie. And you can do outside, at least here in the state that I live in, inside or outside, as long as it's concealed and is not regularly seen, then that's still considered concealed carries. So they don't care if it's inside or outside. So good point on that, Jamie. Very good point.
So Marvin says tons of open carry in Arkansas and Missouri. I'm just telling you, man, open carry makes for a polite society. It really
does.
does.
I wish we'd all go back to it. But yeah, since you had that flashed up there, I definitely prefer to outside the waistband open carry. Just nothing snagging on it, just easy to get to. But just like you said, unfortunately, there's not. There's some places that I like to be low key on it. So it just like I said, it just all depends on the situation. But if I had the choice, open carry all day long.
Okay, a simple yes or no question for you guys in the
Yes.
panel. Who has the obligatory box of holsters?
I got that beat. I got a whole dresser.
Yes.
I was gonna say I don't
Well,
have a box. I got a cabinet.
That's just one of them. There's another one just like it somewhere.
I put it out there a video or two back that I would put out my holster collection, all the stuff that I bought, used ones, old ones, some of the ones that I've made, and I just haven't had time to put it together yet. But I'm going to need a whole tabletop to lay the stuff out that's good enough, and probably have another bucket or two in the background that's just stuff that I don't use. I just keep around for patterns or just in case, or if I need to give one to somebody.
Mark will need like 5 lunch tables like Demo Ranch showing all his guns out. And Mark just walking down through all these holsters in the line.
That's pretty close.
45-minute video just showing each one. Heck yeah. I'd watch that.
But yes.
Okay. Tommy Boy Chunks is. That's a man right there. What I'm telling you. You don't like it, throw that sucker in the trash can or give it to somebody else. Who might? But I want to express one feeling I have, and I think it's unanimous in the panel. And if I'm not, you guys correct me. But I think the most important thing to do is to find out what works for you and what you're comfortable with, and that's what you do. I think the best way to carry a gun is the way that you will carry your gun. If it's uncomfortable, if it's inside the waistband and it's binding, or if you have a holster you don't like Tommy Boy said, get rid of that thing. Just find out what works for you, what's comfortable, and then that's what we need to do. And I also understand what Ms. Hotshot said about open carry and somebody trying to sneak up and get your gun. And yeah, that's a thing, and that's something that needs to be considered. But if get you another inside the waistband, I reckon. Thanks, Lakeview.
And it depends on what holster you're carrying too, if they can sneak up and grab your gun.
Yeah.
You see them try to grab cops' guns, they don't know how to work the holster and they can't get them out, in situations. And
yeah, that level 3 retention really messes with somebody that doesn't know how to use the button.
Yeah.
They're just yanking on the handle of it and jerking the cop around.
This just ends up with an elbow right square in the nose.
Yeah. But I like being Mr. Gray when I'm carrying. I don't like to go out in public and advertise. I'd rather be the guy in the background when it comes to that.
Yeah. See, Garage Guy says he don't like paddle holsters. One of my favorites, and it's not an expensive holster, but a Phobos paddle holster, just is with a T-shirt, under my regular shirt, just works well for me. And they're 20, 30, 40 bucks,
I have a craft paddle holster. I love it.
Yeah, paddle holsters they work good for me.
I
There you
like
go.
it. I was just going to say, I like that. If I want to advertise, I'd have a shotgun.
And most of us do. Okay. I got to do something right here. Gene, are you ready, bro?
Sure.
Can't believe it's that time already, huh?
I know. I was reading the comments, and that just, all of a sudden you piped up.
It's time for What's Hot Pot Got? Think we're in for a treat tonight.
It's something really cute. I found 5 of these come through the machine the other day, all pretty much in a row. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that or not, but this is a 32 Smith & Wesson. And after doing a little homework on it, I found it to be quite an interesting little piece. So I'm going to read you some stuff about it off the old Wikipedia. This is a 32 Smith & Wesson cartridge, also known as the 32 Smith & Wesson Short. It was introduced in 1878 for Smith & Wesson pocket revolvers. It was originally designed as a black powder cartridge. The 32 Smith & Wesson was offered to the public in a light defense cartridge for card table distances. It was designed by Smith & Wesson, 1878, and is produced from 1878 to present day. And this is the cool part about it. This little bullet here actually accomplished 3 famous assassinations. Gaetano Bresci used an Ivor Johnson revolver chambered in .32 in the assassination of King Umberto of Italy in 1900. Leon Zagozzi, or however you say that, used an Ivor Johnson revolver chambered in .22 to assassinate U.S. States President William McKinley. And then Giuseppe Zangaro used a United States Revolver Company revolver chambered in .32 in the assassination of Anton Surmark in 1933, who was the mayor of Chicago. So this little thing has been around and has been proven to be lethal throughout the world.
Wow, man.
And this is a reload, so I do not know what grain this is. You can tell, but it's a reload by the way that's set down on there.
That's a heavy crown paint.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, pretty tight. A lot of pressure. But I just thought that was really cool. Seen those pop through the machine and thought I'd share. And once I read about them, and this was used in 3 famous assassinations, I had to bring that for What's Hot Pot Got.
Very cool. Thank you.
Also, Republic Ammunition has collaborated with another distribution company, and now there is a sidebar to go to on the website. What would you like to order? He's got a list of stuff on there. It's all categorized. He just is really getting it going yesterday and part of today, getting some of the little bugs worked out of it. But everything from holsters to optics to reloading gear to this to that to the other. you'll have to go through it all. It's so much stuff. And like I said, it's all categorized. But trying to progress the business further, expand, do some good growth in business. And in turn, man, they're treating the employees, me and JoJo, very well. Very well. We've actually hired another person on to help with shipping. Just there's so much going out. It's hard for one or two people to do us, and now there's 2 to 3 doing it at a time. So I'd like to thank you all for ordering from Republic Ammunition, your source for reloading components.
Very good, man. Very good. Thanks, man. I didn't know 32 was been used like that. Pretty wild, ain't it?
Neither did I till I read that, and I was like, that little thing? Wow.
Okay, I got 2 more questions for y'all. And of course, we touched on concealed or open a little bit. Do you have a favorite brand of holster, or are you still shopping for your favorite brand of holster? Mark Thomas, you want to go first? I think yours would be Thomas Leatherworks. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go along with you on that. I don't really have a favorite leather holster brand out there. There's quite a few that I really do like. Those 1871s are awfully nice. Bianchi's great. Really like the look of those craft holsters. But I really haven't settled on any one brand. I like a lot of different things. And yeah, of course, I like making my own just because I can.
I really enjoy the one you made for me. And so there's that. You do great, buddy. And Bianchi's, Crossbreed and Bianchi's, and then Abigail likes Works all day, every day. And she nailed it. It's what works for her. We've already talked about that. Scotsman, what you got?
For me, leather-wise, it's going to either be craft holsters or this guy down there. I got a couple from him, and they are fantastic holsters as well. So, and then the one that I have from Mr. Holster, I forget what brand that is, but that's a super high-end, nice leather holster as well.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Craft.
They do a good job. I only had one holster show up that had some stitching issues. It really wasn't that big a deal. It was just a little bit of fraying, nothing crazy. And then the Kydex holster they sent was just trash. They need to stick to leather and not Kydex. But other than that, yeah, they did a good job. The customer service is excellent, and their shipping times varied. They are overseas, so there's a little bit of shipping time there. But other than that, yeah, they're a good company.
Safariland and Bianchi are 2 of my favorites when it comes to the semi-auto stuff. Mr. Gene, do you have a favorite brand?
Well, seeing that I'm the Kydex guy in the group, if I need a good holster fast, I go to Braddock holsters. If I want something more custom, I go to Neptune Concealment as far as for concealed carry. And then there's a third brand, which is Red Hill Tactical holsters for competition holsters.
Red Hill
Tactical for competition holsters. They make some of the best easy draw. Now I got the hot pop bird all over this one. But they make some of the nicest easy draw holsters for competition use. I would not wear this to carry every day. This is something I only put on just to go to USPSA event. So it's it's holster specific for me, or how I'm wearing it specific. The Neptune Concealment, Red Hill Tactical, and Braddock. That seems to be the only ones I have now. I've got the plastic tub in the basement full of holsters. I got another range bag full of competition holsters I've tried. And I've just, for me, I've gotten it down to those 3.
Very good. I think that's important.
It's
What
important
about-
to be comfortable with what's good for you. What's good for you is not good for everybody else. And you have to be comfortable in your situation, comfortable with your gear. And that's what counts.
Especially shooting competitions. So you got a question out there, Mark, and I see you answered that. So
Yeah, I'm trying to listen and type and do 3 things at once.
I understand. There's Sock. What's up, my brother? Okay, Mac, man, we ain't heard much from you, and I know you just use the nylon and you're not much of a holster guy, but do you have a particular brand that you like of nylon?
No, I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just waiting. I should mess around with some leather holsters with some of these revolvers I got, and I should really get into it. And maybe one day I will and start playing around with them. And it's just something I need to do. There is some really, like Mark's holsters, they're just, some of them are stunning with the work he does on them and the pattern he puts on them. They're just stunning and they look really nice. So I think it's something I need to put on my bucket list to start looking into and putting some of my revolvers into some leather holsters. But like I said, I've never done anything with it, so I'm not really the one to be talking about this because I don't know. You're talking about these brands and types, and I don't. It's way over my head, I'm afraid. It's something I've never got into. But maybe one day.
Well, I just I don't want you to feel left out, brother. We value your opinion, but at the same time, maybe this is good. Maybe this is what you needed to hear tonight, and maybe maybe it's what you needed to get involved and get in there and find you a holster that you like, that you enjoy carrying.
Yeah, I'd like something when I go hunting that I could wear. But the thing is, I wear my binoculars, and it sort of sits right in the middle of my chest here. So I'd like to have one of my bigger revolvers on my body, but I wouldn't know whether you have it lower on you down by your belly, or it wouldn't fit above my binocular bag, but maybe on the side might work. It's just I'd like to carry a bigger revolver when I go hunting, but just haven't got around to it yet.
Well, one of those rigs like CW was showing earlier where they just got the strap, and then the elastic will go around your waist and you can have it right here, or you could get, like Mark made for me, a cross draw rig for your gun belt. Just use a cross draw rig, and because let's face it, guys, this is infinitely faster than this, right?
Yeah.
Very true.
And Mark will fix you up and make something that you'll be proud to carry. I'll put it like that. Okay,
and
Pat.
look at it this way, Mac man. I'm sorry, Jamie, but we all didn't know anything about these when we started.
Yep.
We've just learned over, each of us has learned over time in our own ways and talking to other people and then buying and throwing in a bucket or in a bag. I hate that one. Go away. I'm sorry.
Yep. It's just something I got to play around with, I think.
Well, see, that Mr. Bob brings up a good point. He bought his back in 2016. It's still in great condition and holds his guns well. And Colt 1927, yeah, that's trial and error because what works good for me may not work good for you. But at the same time, man, these, and Scotsman will back me up on this, I'm sure. So many of these companies that are making holsters and put them out there for sale and all that stuff, well, they're here today and gone tomorrow. It's hard to build yourself a brand loyalty when you got so many fly-by-night companies that want to do well and want to sustain their business, but they're unable to because of all the competition that's out there.
Yep, absolutely. Mentioned high threat concealment earlier. They started out back in, I think it's 2012, 2014, somewhere in there. And they only lasted like 4 years, and they were done. They made some good quality stuff, but the market is just flooded with holster makers.
Some of them are going to last, and some of them are not going to. It's like easy to, and where we see it the most, Scotsman, gun shows. A dad and his son buy some Kydex equipment. They start making holsters in the garage and bring a bunch of them to the gun show, and you buy them for X amount of dollars, and then you have a problem with it, and you can't find them. You can't track it. The FBI can't find them. You know, it's kind of like half of our church members. What you got, Pat? You got a favorite brand?
Not necessarily a favorite brand, but I have found one that I like, and I know there's a lot more out there that I would probably like. I just haven't taken the time to sit down and do more research and look at them. But VersaCarry, this is the Comfort Deluxe that I use on my inside the waistband for my Smith. And for a skinny, bony guy like me, it's got nice belt clip on it. It's all leather, and it's got the little rubber retention piece so you can squeeze it down and put more retention onto your gun. I've had it for almost 3 years now, and that piece, I thought maybe that was going to be a failing point, but it stayed great. And then with being the deluxe model, it has the foam on the backside. So for a skinny guy, especially where I appendix, kind of in between appendix and the on my hip, right in between there, it's pretty comfortable for a guy like me. Now, if it's Kydex or anything like that, being so bony, it's no bueno. So, but yeah, I have two of these, one for the Ruger and one for the Smith, and yeah, I for me, my body type, the way I carry, this has been really good for me. Now, if you go for something, let's say like this guy right here from my 681, and this thing is comfortable all day long. With the curve and everything in the leather, I had this custom made, especially where I can take the holster and everything off, put it on a regular belt, man, all day long. This was by Vogel Leatherworks. It's a local leather company that did all this for me. So, yeah, it just slings on my hip. Perfect. I can wear it everywhere, or I can throw it over my shoulder and wear it like a cross draw, just like that. It just fits my shoulder and everything. So, got lucky, and it works both ways on that way. So, no, not particular, but the VersaCarry, I'd point anybody in that direction if they're looking for a good, comfortable holster, and they do a lot of different designs, just like everybody else out there. So,
Pat, Cold asked what was the name of that inside waistband again? The one you showed?
this is the VersaCarry Comfort Deluxe. And if you get just the regular VersaCarry Comfort, it will not have the foam padding on the backside. But if you get the Comfort Deluxe, it's got the foam padding and it's all stitched in. And yeah, it works really nice, especially if you're a bony guy like me. So,
No.
but that's just the way I was built. So,
Some are built
Different
for
for
speed,
everybody.
some are built for comfort.
yep, exactly. And but 9 times out of 10, that's my most comfortable one that I wear on inside the waistband. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
We're
we'll
up.
hand her off.
All right, we're up to Hillbilly.
Brands. There's a few of them I don't know the brand names. Ones that I probably have the most of that I use a lot that I really like. Craft holsters. They have several different styles of those. I really, really like them. They work great. They're comfortable. I was going to show MacMan this here too. This is Uncle Mike's Sidekick shoulder holster. I've had this for years. I've carried the Blackhawks, the Red Hawks, Smith & Wesson revolvers, a lot of revolvers in this. And it's super comfortable for me. It's just been dependable. It's lasted for, I don't know, I've had that thing at least 30 plus years, I'd say. And it's still in the same shape. It's still as good as the day I bought it. And it's very comfortable. But yeah, I love it for long barrel revolvers. Oh, I mean, actually, you can get a short barreled one in there too, but there you go. Mark's got it going on.
Sorry, Tommy Boy wanted me to show this one to MacMan. I made this a little while back, and just a regular holster. Super easy to take off and put on. If you want, you can take the holster off of the chest rig. Just one snap.
I love that, Mark.
That is so cool.
See that?
Could you wear that further round under sort of your arm a bit more so you'd still have room for your binos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull it over to one side or the other. In fact, you don't even have to have it on this side. You can switch it over to the other side, and it would give you lots of room.
That's cool.
If you got a nice long beard, it conceals it too.
I'm having a heck of a time trying to keep it out of the way so you can see it.
Yeah, that looks cool.
I love that type of stuff for riding horses, four-wheelers, all that, man. For me, that's what I prefer.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. The only thing I think that you should add is on one side a loop that goes down and hooks around your belt just to keep it steady.
Yeah.
But that didn't look like it was going anywhere. I mean, what about it, CW? You got a favorite brand?
Well, of course, Mark Thomas. What else?
Absolutely.
And speaking of Mark Thomas, it's not his holster, but this is one of his sheaths on that chest holster that I was talking about earlier. And yes, absolutely, MacMan. I also have binoculars in the center of my chest. And these pilot rig holsters from that outfit in Alaska can adjust underneath it, beside it, under your arm, middle of your stomach, almost down to your waist, depending on how big you are. Guys like Pat, Jason can absolutely get this down on their waist. When you got a little more bulk, it's kind of just a little bit, maybe on your fat roll, just a little above your waist. But it's got a lot of adjustment. They give you tons of extra strap like that. That's all extra strap on this one for me. This one is for my Glock 20. And this one here is for the little bird's head. And this also has Mark Thomas additions on it. It's got some shell loops and that great holster that he made for me for my cold steel knife. But this one here it's just awesome. It goes over your shoulder, across your chest, and then you throw this strap around your back. And it's got a ton of extra strap and a ton of extra room for length. You've got 4 Chicago screws. So you got that's about 8 inches. So you got a good foot of adjustment up and down your torso. I like those a lot, but they're definitely not cheap. Talking about nylon holsters, this is one that I've used for probably 10 years as a hunting holster. It's just perfect for me. I can fit a gun in here with a red dot, a small scope, or just open sights. I can fit single action, double action. I can fit semi-autos. It's got a lot of adjustment. I don't use this for obvious reasons. It's kind of loud, but you can pull it right off, take it right off the holster. I just leave it on here when I'm not using it so that I don't lose it, but it comes right off. I don't know who makes this, but it's a ballistic nylon foam padded. Oh, it does say it on it. Gunmate. Never heard of them, but it does work well. I've had it for a long time, and that's what I like. But talking about hunting.
So
and
let
here's
me ask you,
Kydex version of a chest holster. I forget the brand, but this is the real popular one that everybody talks about. It doesn't say anything on it. It's probably has something, but it's a little dark in here. I can't see. But it's a Kydex on your chest. It works really good. I use it mostly for coyote hunting because my Glock 24 fits in here, and that's what I like to take coyote hunting.
so let me ask you this: those leather holsters. So when I go hunting, I do archery hunting, and I sit in a tree stand. And many times I can be sitting in the tree stand, and I can have 4 or 5 does actually right under my tree stand, just hanging out, and I'm waiting for the bucks to come out. So when that buck comes out, and you start having to bring that crossbow up and get it lined up, I had to change my binocular case because that was making a noise. I got a nice fabric magnetic one now, and it doesn't make any noise. What do those leather ones? What do they make noise when you're moving around with them, or are they pretty good?
They're pretty quiet. Leather in general is pretty quiet. You're not going to get very much noise out of it at all. If you've got it too tight, I guess you could get a little bit of creaking, but why would you have it tight? I mean, it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
For me, these are strictly hunting or hiking or something like that. For me, these aren't everyday carry by any means. These are a little more specialized. But the harnesses are so good and so comfortable. I mean, I can. That's not a small knife. It's not a light knife, and that fits right on it.
Yeah, I've had some times where I've had a couple of does under my tree stand, and they've been there for like 45, 50 minutes.
Mhm.
And some of them are bedded down, some of them are just walked around. and you just got to sit there so still and quiet. But when you do have to move to bring your bow up, I just wondered, are they going to make that? Because sometimes when leather, like I said, it does make that creaky noise and stuff, and I'd be. But if they're just soft enough, I suppose they'd be pretty quiet, would they?
Yeah, these are not. I've never had a problem with noise from them.
And you can oil them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And what does that do? Soften them up and make them quiet as well?
Yeah,
Yep.
softens them up really.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett.
Yeah, because Mark, fill him in on what happens when leather dries out.
It gets creaky and it cracks and it will fail. But if you can keep it clean, if you can keep it,
The Kydex ones can be noisy.
oh yeah, keep
You
it
won't-
clean, keep it oiled. If it does get wet, dry it out properly, and it'll last you a lifetime.
You don't get that with the leather ones.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've hunted many a times with that rig that I showed, and there's a certain threshold on whether you can hunt with a pistol or a rifle. It just has to meet certain feet per second and pounds of energy. And I've pulled that one out, and I've shot deer with a 681, and not a problem. I've never had any noise come out of that thing as long as I've kept it dry, I've kept it lubed up and everything. No problems, no worries at all.
Cool, thank you.
Jamie,
Yes.
if we have a second, I figured I hadn't showed this or nothing. It's something new I got. I don't even have it broke in yet, but since we're talking about holsters, I thought, well, I might as well just go ahead and show you guys. But anyway, I have a chest rig here. This is for the Gen 3 Glock with light and optic cut, and got the mag holder, and it is a chest rig. This is from Craft Holsters. But like I said, I don't have it broke in yet or nothing. I haven't even started to do anything with it. There's a lot of adjustments on most of your holsters. I mean, they're just, and like Mark's holsters, there's always, great for the ones he shows. There's so many adjustments. I think they probably fit most usually about anybody, wouldn't you say, Mark? I mean, just if they're a good leather holster, shoulder, chest rig, or whatever, like that one you're showing, I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, you can build enough adjustment in, and even if you get something, usually holes are put maybe an inch and a half apart. There's nothing that says you can't put a hole in between. It's not going to weaken the leather, and it'll give you that little extra bit. And even sometimes you're a little heavier, or you're wearing extra layers. That gives you even that much more. That's one of the things I really like about it. You can put extra holes in it. Ain't gonna hurt it.
What oil do you like, Mark? Ozark Spirit wants to know.
I did type it in, but I like neat's foot oil, and I like mink oil. I think I like mink oil better, but it's a little bit of a misnomer. It's called mink oil, but it's a paste. And my favorite is to get a layer rubbed in or rubbed on, and then rub it in really good with your hand, nice and warm. Or sometimes if it's cold, I'll use a heat gun, not putting heat on the leather, but enough heat to just kind of get it melted. And if it's warm out, if it's sunny out, put that layer on, and then lay it out in the sun and just rub with your hands. That's my favorite. That's the one that smells the best.
It is. I'm allergic to mink oil, so I use neat's foot oil pretty much exclusively.
Now, Ozark brought up that you can use olive oil, but it's got its drawbacks, and mold is one of them. But it really olive oil, good quality olive oil, puts a real nice finish on leather.
What do you think about Vaseline? We used to put that on our baseball gloves, our leather baseball gloves, for breaking them in and keeping them conditioned.
I guess I'd use it on a baseball glove, but I don't know about a belt or a holster.
Yeah, have you ever seen an old baseball glove that got lost back in the garage somewhere years later after you Vaseline the crap out of it? It's usually you try to open it up and it just breaks.
Oh, really?
It just cracks, man. It just falls apart.
I got some ball gloves that's 50 years old that's still in great shape.
Yeah, I got mine from a kid. It's still fine from when I was a kid.
Yeah, and
Really?
that's I think either Minxel or Vaseline's was whoever put on them.
Neat's foot on
I
mine.
got the old red, white, and blue one from way back in the day.
What do y'all think about this? First of all, we'd have to check and see if we can legally do it on YouTube. Why don't you have a holster swap chat? Give everybody a bit of notice, dig up their unwanted ones, and they can do live trades on the chat. Just an idea. I think that's a great idea if we can get away with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be hilarious. It would be hilarious.
I think that might be one we'd have to pre-record and then post it.
Probably. Colt says it's a great idea.
Heck yeah.
So is
that'd
snow
be fun.
seal really the same thing as mink oil? It is.
It's got a lot of the
Yeah.
same stuff in it. I treat it as the same.
And we found it's pretty much the same as case lube.
Yeah, it works for a good
Right.
case lube too. Yeah.
The Hornady, which I
Yeah.
have a tub of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hornady Unique.
Yep.
Yep, comes in the same white tub, looks exactly and smells exactly the same, just has a different label on it.
That's what I figured.
And one costs $7 and one costs 15.
Right. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Go ahead, Jamie.
That one I've had it so long. So. All right. The price tag's probably, I think it was $3.99. I bought it back in about 2016, and it's still almost full. Anyway, we want to say bye to Hot Shot. He's Hot Pot. I'm sorry. Gene's got to get ready for matches tomorrow, and he's got a lot of loading up to do this evening. So you're bugging out before the verse of the week, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I got to finish getting my bag together and get to bed. Got to get up early and go pew-pewing.
Well, good luck, man. Shoot well and be careful.
Thank you very much. Everybody
Good
have
luck.
a great evening. Great side chat tonight. Have a good weekend. God bless. Until we see you next time, always remember to keep blowing that smoke.
Good luck tomorrow, Gene, and Sunday.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks for being here, Gene.
Good luck, brother.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
So, 18 wheels and a dozen 6-shooters. Mark does make. It's called Thomas Leather Works, and we have a sighting in 3, 2, 1. Hey!
Mario.
There's MCK too, man.
All right.
All right, very good. Sorry Walter wasn't here. We do better when Walter's here, Mario. All right, time for the verse of the week, and y'all know we've been going through the Sermon on the Mount, and we're up to Matthew chapter 6, starting in verse 16. And what we've been doing is we've been covering the topics, not so much one verse, but several verses, just to kind of get the whole context of what Jesus is saying here. And we're starting verse 16. We read, "Moreover, when you fast, Do not be like the hypocrites with a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. This is a familiar theme that we've read in the first two accounts of what we've been talking about. Uh, the problem I have is pretty quick in this passage. When you fast, so Jesus is not saying if you fast, but when you fast. And I don't fast, and I should. But another thing we need to understand and comprehend that God instituted one fast for Israel, and that was at Yom Kippur. That's the Day of Atonement. He expected them to fast for 24 hours. And when I say fast, I'm talking about you do not eat. You don't have bread and water, you have water. You don't have fish and vegetables instead of uh, steak and taters. It just don't work like that. A fast is not eating. But these people, again, Jesus refers to them as hypocrites, and they would mess up they would walk around with bad looking faces and sad looking, disfigure their faces so that they would appear to men. They wanted to give that appearance of piousness, of being holy. But Jesus assures us that they have their rewards. And what we're talking about here is when you do stuff like that to appear to men to be holy, you want the approval of men, then that's all the reward you get. And God is not going to honor what you're doing because He knows the heart, which we've said over and over. But you, when you fast, anoint your head, wash your face, so that you do not appear to be fasting to men, but to your Father who is in the secret place. He knows when you're fasting, and He will reward you openly. Remember, and we're going to get into the next section here where it's talking about uh, the anyway, brain part. Sorry. So when you receive the admiration of men for these spiritual efforts, they receive all the reward they'll get. And the real problem with the hypocrite is self-interest. D. Martin Lloyd Jones says ultimately our only reason for pleasing men around us is that we may be pleased. So Jesus expects us to fast. He expects us not to appear to others to be fasting, and He expects a true love for Him in our heart. So looks like we got a problem in the side chat there.
Yeah, I'm trying to take care of it here. Dang, they move fast.
Yeah, they don't come out until you start in God's Word, right?